Right in the heart of Europe lies a country where life moves at a calm, measured pace, where the streets are clean, orderly, and lined with buildings that each tell a story. From the moment I set foot in Vienna, I felt that this city was special. Walking here is like strolling through an open-air museum. The details and facades, the squares, and the parks draw your attention immediately. There's a sense of comfort and quiet that allows you to feel at ease almost instantly. Exploring Vienna, I was struck by the organization of public spaces and the cleanliness of the streets. Even in the busiest areas, litter is rarely visible. Traffic flows smoothly. Pedestrians walk without rush, and cyclists move efficiently along dedicated lanes. The city feels secure. Strolling at night or enjoying a cafe on a terrace is worry-free, even if you're alone. This sense of calm and order permeates everyday life here. Austria, as a whole, is known for a high standard of living and an efficient social system. The average annual income is about 37,000 euros, and roughly 72% of the working-age population is employed. Work schedules are generally reasonable, allowing a balance between professional life and personal time. Life expectancy exceeds 82 years, and healthcare quality is high, which contributes to overall well-being. These numbers provide context for why life here feels both stable and comfortable. As I walked through Vienna, I noticed the subtle elegance in the city's lifestyle. Streets are dotted with high-end cars, yet they blend into an urban landscape that remains human and accessible. Residents care about their appearance and style, but it's more about personal taste and ostentation. This attention to detail adds to the city's sophisticated and refined atmosphere. Austria is more than Vienna, of course. The country offers a stunning variety of landscapes, mountains, forests, lakes, and rolling meadows that create a sense of calm and harmony. Villages and small towns provide authentic experiences far removed from urban hustle, perfect for hiking, cycling, or simply enjoying the outdoors. For travelers who enjoy both cultural visits and nature, Austria is ideal. Vienna is also a strategic hub for exploring Central Europe. In just a few hours, you can reach cities like Prague, Budapest, or Bratislava. Being able to combine urban discovery with short trips to neighboring countries is a big advantage for anyone visiting or living here. Around the 4-minute mark, if you're enjoying this journey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button to see more videos about lesser-known European destinations. You'll find stories, streets, and hidden corners that might surprise you with their beauty and authenticity. Stepping into Vienna's historic center, the city impresses with its architecture. The Ringstrasse alone hosts some of the world's most beautiful buildings, like the Austrian Parliament and the City Hall. Their grandeur, combined with meticulous restoration work, creates an almost hypnotic effect. The Austrian flag waves above many structures, its red-white-red stripes telling centuries of history and legend. Walking further, you encounter a city that feels designed for practical living. Bike lanes are clearly separated from pedestrian paths. Public trash sorting is strict, and safety is high. You'll find solar-powered water fountains, public misting stations during summer, and even public weighing machines near transit stops. Everyday life here is both functional and surprisingly convenient, showing that Vienna prioritizes comfort for residents and visitors alike. Transportation is another highlight. The Vienna airport offers both the fast city airport train, taking just 16 minutes to the center, and the slower but more affordable S7 train. Inside the city, the metro, trams, and buses are punctual and extensive. Single tickets cost around €3, but weekly passes are much more economical. Taxi fares can be high for short trips, especially if your currency is weaker than the euro. Vienna's culinary scene reflects both tradition and accessibility. You'll find the famous Viennese schnitzel in many restaurants, served with lemon slices and potato salad. For a casual meal, Turkish kebabs are ubiquitous, offering doner kebabs adapted to Austrian tastes. Prices vary depending on location, but as a visitor, a main dish in a mid-range restaurant will often cost around 15 to 20 euros. Living here is expensive. A one-bedroom apartment averages 45 square meters and rents for about 1,000 euros per month. While a two-bedroom apartment over 60 square meters can exceed 2,000 euros monthly. For a comfortable lifestyle, a single person needs a net income of roughly 3,000 euros, and a family of four should aim for over 5,000 euros per month. The people in Vienna are another story. The city has a visible sense of discipline and polish, especially among older adults, while younger residents appear more relaxed and approachable. Observing the crowd, you notice genetic traits typical of Central Europe: light eyes, fair complexions, and often blonde hair. Personal expression is respected, from tattoos to piercings, and tolerance is evident across the city. Stepping into Vienna's historic center, the city impresses with its architecture. The Ringstrasse alone hosts some of the world's most beautiful buildings, like the Austrian Parliament and the City Hall. Their grandeur, combined with meticulous restoration work, creates an almost hypnotic effect. The Austrian flag waves above many structures, its red, white, red stripes telling centuries of history and legend. Walking further, you encounter a city that feels designed for practical living. Bike lanes are clearly separated from pedestrian paths. Public trash sorting is strict, and safety is high. You'll find solar-powered water fountains, public misting stations during summer, and even public weighing machines near transit stops. Everyday life here is both functional and surprisingly convenient, showing that Vienna prioritizes comfort for residents and visitors alike. Transportation is another highlight. The Vienna airport offers both the fast city airport train, taking just 16 minutes to the center, and the slower but more affordable S7 train. Inside the city, the metro, trams, and buses are punctual and extensive. Single tickets cost around 3 euros, but weekly passes are much more economical. Taxi fares can be high for short trips, especially if your currency is weaker than the euro. Vienna's culinary scene reflects both tradition and accessibility. You'll find the famous Viennese schnitzel in many restaurants, served with lemon slices and potato salad. For a casual meal, Turkish kebabs are ubiquitous, offering doner kebabs adapted to Austrian tastes. Prices vary depending on location, but as a visitor, a main dish in a mid-range restaurant will often cost around 15 to 20 euros. Living here is expensive. A one-bedroom apartment averages 45 square meters and rents for about 1,000 euros per month, while a two-bedroom apartment over 60 square meters can exceed 2,000 euros monthly. For a comfortable lifestyle, a single person needs a net income of roughly 3,000 euros, and a family of four should aim for over 5,000 euros per month. The people in Vienna are another story. The city has a visible sense of discipline and polish, especially among older adults, while younger residents appear more relaxed and approachable. Observing the crowd, you notice genetic traits typical of Central Europe: light eyes, fair complexions, and often blonde hair. Personal expression is respected, from tattoos to piercings, and tolerance is evident across the city. While exploring, I did notice that Vienna sometimes feels quieter than other European capitals. There are fewer street performers, dancers, or musicians in the public squares, and crowds mostly move between shops and cafes. Yet, The city's safety, cleanliness, and order create a sense of ease that many visitors appreciate. Homelessness exists but is rare, and the well-being of residents is visible in everyday life. Toward the end of your journey in Vienna, don't forget to enjoy the Danube's riverside areas. Families, tourists, and locals alike take time to relax, watch the water, or share a simple ice cream. The city blends the elegance of its past with practical spaces for modern enjoyment. Finally, if you're considering living in Austria, keep in mind that while it is a place of comfort, the cost of living is significant. Beyond rent, daily expenses, groceries, and dining can add up quickly. For an authentic experience, I recommend visiting a mid-range restaurant like Figelmuller for its classic Wiener Schnitzel, where a traditional meal gives both history and taste for a reasonable price relative to the quality. If you enjoyed this immersive tour, remember to subscribe, like, and explore my other content on lesser-known European destinations. Austria and Vienna may be well known, but the stories and corners beyond a typical guidebook are where the true experience lies.